So what's up, y'all? Welcome to Hot Topics with Eddie. Today I will be giving you guys a range of tips, and these are for all college students and not just incoming freshmen. So if you're a rising sophomore, junior, senior, I definitely feel like you could take something away from this video. And to those of you who are watching, I hope you do. If you haven't taken a look at that thread, I highly recommend it. It'll give you a lot of context in this video, and I just feel like it's super helpful. So without further ado, let's get right into these tips. So number one, if you are staying in a dorm in the fall, I recommend, buying yourself chips, crackers, granola bars, etc., etc. And for food, I recommend like pizza rolls, Hot Pockets, on-the-go breakfast like sausage biscuits, croissants, stuff like that. Things that you can, oh yeah, noodles. I don't know if I said noodles, but y'all, noodles are definitely your best friend in college. But yeah, because you're gonna have a mini fridge and a microwave, and you will also be sharing that with one other person. So don't think that you're gonna have room for pasta and steak and all of that, because you also don't have a kitchen. So on the flip side, if you are staying in an apartment in the fall and you're like, dang, like what should I cook? I recommend buying like big bags of frozen pasta mixes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the brand Mediterraneans. Like they have different types of pasta. They have like a jambalaya mix that I like to eat. Those are super quick and easy to make. Hamburger helpers, those are also your best friend, and those are cheap and also easy to make. And just whatever go-to meal. And it, like while you're at home, figure out what your go-to meal is. Like for me, I know that I can easily make spaghetti, fried chicken, fried pork chops, things like that with a few sides. So again, so you won't feel like you have to eat out every day or eat the same things every day. Those are some different types of foods that I recommend buying. When buying your pots and pans, buy them in a big box all together. I got mine from Ross for about $30 to $40. Don't buy pots and pans individually. That is, you will waste a lot of money doing that. So don't do that. Buy them in a big box all together. And also for silverware, whether you're staying in a dorm or an apartment, buy like 2 to 3 cups, bowls, plates. And those are like 50 cents at Walmart or Target. And so the next thing that I want to move into is different types of clothes that I think you should bring to college. So for class, I recommend, different types of t-shirts, graphic tees, tights, shorts, hoodies, jackets, a few comfortable shoes. College, you will be a different type of tired, and you may not feel like getting up and getting decked to the nine. You may just want to throw something on. So with that being said, you want to have you some tights and some shorts that you can throw on, some hoodies and sweats for when it gets cold, things of that nature. Keep an umbrella with you. Always check the weather. You don't want to be, on the other side of campus and it's pouring down raining and you don't have a jacket or an umbrella. I also recommend buying a rain jacket, a really big coat for when it gets cold, rain boots, and warm shoes, like Uggs, boots, whatever. You don't want to be walking in freezing rainy weather with your Crocs on. You don't want to do that. So yeah. So as far as parties, I recommend like crop tops, graphic tees, biker shorts, denim shorts, skirts, and maybe dresses. Like when I used to go to parties, I would wear like a graphic tee with my biker shorts. And also get you a pair of party shoes. And by that I mean, please do not pull out your freshest pair of shoes. They may get stepped on, people be drunk, spill some on them, and you will be highly upset. So I used to wear my Vans all the time. Just get you some shoes that you can throw on with any and everything. So yeah. And you will be going out a lot more. And by that, I mean, if your friends are having a birthday dinner, y'all go out to brunch, y'all go downtown, you definitely want to look cute. So ladies, get you a pair of black heels, get you a pair of nude heels, get you some cute sandals, get you a pair of white and black pants that you can throw on with like a cute blouse. Get you a few dresses, get you a few solid colored dresses. You definitely don't want to make the mistake like I did, and I literally always have to buy an outfit every time something comes up. So just think ahead and, get you some different types of clothes. And lastly, definitely bring your business casual clothes. You may have an interview that comes up. You may have to deliver a presentation in class. So with that being said, get you a few button downs, get you some slacks, get you some black and brown flats or shoes. So yeah. And so next I want to move into different social tips. So if you go to a PWI, it is imperative that you get connected with the Black community. So join different group chats. At TCU we have BSA, but like I know at UNT, I think they call it like Black Student Union. Go to their events, stay up to date with their events. So yeah, that will definitely, you'll be around more people who look like you, and you won't feel so isolated, and you'll be in the loop of what's going on socially on campus. And also, I just really recommend, like, go to your organization events and your campus events. Go to your football and basketball games. Go to game nights, hump nights, movie nights. Don't feel like the only time that you can have fun in college is going to a party. There's always going to be something going on campus. So take advantage of it and go to those events. Next, I want to move into Greek etiquette. If you are not a member of a Divine Nine organization, do not do any chants, calls, strolls, etc. if you are not a member. Please don't do that. I know that it was a viral TikTok sound going around disrespecting the cues, but if you think you finna be singing that song at a party, you're really mistaken. And this is me being dead serious. That is highly, extremely disrespectful, and I feel like it does not get talked about enough. So again, if you are not a part of that organization, please don't think that you can throw up the signs, do the dance, none of that. Please be respectful. And when they are strolling, do not think that you can walk in between the line. You may get shoved into your friends, and that's just the truth. So please show respect to Divine Nine organizations. Please show respect, point blank, period. So yeah, and if you are interested in joining, reach out to members, get to know those members, do your research, get to know that organization on campus, go to their events, show your face, but do not go up to somebody. Like, please don't come up to me, yeah, I want to be AK. Don't do that. So like I said, get connected, show your face, support their events, follow them on social media, stay up to date. Do that if you are interested. You don't just go up to somebody and say that you want to join, because a lot of people will take offense to that, because you think it's just that simple and you can just come and you just sign a paper and boom, you in. No ma'am, don't do that. So yeah. So lastly, I want to move into different academic tips. So please use Rate My Professor. I love Rate My Professor. It has been a lifesaver so many times. Ask around, ask different people, hey, did you take this class? Have you taken this professor? What is he or she like? What should I expect? Is there an easier class that could fulfill this requirement? Like, don't be afraid to ask around. Every time when it's time to pick classes, we always, in the All Community Scholars of the Black Community group chat, hey, what do y'all recommend for a literature class? What do y'all recommend for humanities? Definitely do that. Utilize the people around you and do your research on professors, because some of these professors are horrible and I don't know why they have a job. So yeah, and also keep track of your requirements and meet with your advisor often. And by that, I mean, like, go to your school portal and see what classes you need to take to graduate, and make sure you stay on top of that each semester, and meet with your advisor as much as you need to, because sometimes they may tell you at the last minute, oh, to even get into the School of Business or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you need to take this class, and you don't want to wait until the last minute. You don't want to look up and be graduating late, all because, some of these advisors, y'all, don't know how to do their job, or, they just don't really stay on top of it. So don't be afraid of emailing them and harassing them. At the end of the day, it is your job to make sure that you are on track to graduate. So yeah, find different ways to study. So whether that could be doing practice problems, drawing diagrams, teaching it to a friend, making Quizlets, studying Quizlets that are out there. Find what works for you. Do not think that studying is reading over your notes 2 to 3 times and putting it up. You will not retain anything. And also, don't think that you should only study when it's time for an exam. Now, I'm going to be realistic. That'll just subconsciously happen. But always keep yourself refreshed on your content throughout your classes. So next, make your study space productive. So whether that's going to a study room, going to your school library, actually using the desk in your room, put you on some lo-fi or some classical music, things of that sort. That can definitely make a huge difference when you're studying. A lot of times you may be somewhere where it's loud or it's dark or it's uncomfortable. So that makes a huge difference. And I also recommend doing something, I forgot what it's called, but like where you study for like 20 to 25 minutes straight and you take a 5-minute break, or you study for 30 minutes straight and you take a 10-minute break. This maximizes productivity and you won't feel so tired and burnt out so quickly. So yeah, if you want A's and B's in your class, grind hard from day one and focus on mastering your content and performing your best on all assignments. Don't just zero in on making A in that class, if that makes sense. Like a speech class that I took over this summer, I thought I wasn't going to do well. So I made sure I studied really hard on all of my quizzes. I worked really hard and I stayed up super late working on my speeches and my outlines, making sure I followed every little bullet point on her rubrics that she had on D2L. And lo and behold, I got an A in the class. And again, I thought I was not going to do well because she's definitely a hard professor. And versus in some classes where it's like, yeah, people said this is easy A, I'm just focused on getting that A. And you may, you may not have studied as hard for an exam or whatever the case may be. So if you're a person who really wants to make A's or A's and B's, that's what I recommend. And like I said, put in maximum effort from day one. Don't wait until the first exam to actually take the class serious. So speaking of grades, do not let grades define you. If you fail an exam for the first time in college, if you make a B or a C in a class, that is okay. You are still intelligent and you still deserve to be there. And I really want to stress that because that is something I had to learn. I remember when I failed my first exam and y'all made a 40. I made a 40. Oh, baby, I cried so hard. I was like, I am not fit for this. What am I doing? It just really, really hit me hard. And I had to learn, number one, just learn different ways to study. And also, that grade on that exam is not a reflection of my intelligence. Point blank, period. So, if you know deep down you are not passionate about a major, don't be afraid to switch it. All of my friends who are STEM, pre-med, pre-law, sports broadcasting, musical theater, all of that, they are going hard and pushing through it because they're passionate about it. So if the only reason you're in a major is because you want to make a lot of money, you're going to have a hard time in college and you're going to be very, very miserable. So make sure it is something you are very passionate about. That being said, don't let people invalidate your major. Don't let people tell you, yeah, you got an easy major. Yeah, when I switched to education, that's a few people told me that. And like I said, we are all struggling in college. Every major has their hard, you know what I'm saying? Every major is hard in its own way. There's no such thing as an easy major, in my opinion. You know how everybody thinks psychology majors are easy, baby? That basic psychology class at TCU was super hard. So again, don't let people invalidate your major. And lastly, do not let the freedom of college make you become careless about yourself, your values, and your future. Do not let people peer pressure you into drinking or smoking if you know you don't like to do that. Don't let guys or girls pressure you into doing anything you don't want to do. And that can also mean don't get in the habit of not going to class just because your mama is not there to wake you up for class every day or because your professor doesn't count it as a grade. Don't get in the habit of doing that. And this is me speaking from a place of love and things that I have witnessed and experienced. This is not coming from a place of judgment. So yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all took something away from it. So thank you.